I'd like to call this meeting to order. Is there nomination for meeting moderator?
I'll nominate Jonathan Ramsey as moderator of the special town meeting.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Nominations are now closed. Oh, give me a second. All in favor of Jonathan Ramsey being moderator of the special town meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you. Is there a motion for clerk of the special town meeting?
I move to nominate Sue King as clerk of special town meeting.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Seeing none, all in favor of Sue King being clerk of the special town meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. You do the next.
You ready?
Yep.
I make a motion to authorize an appropriation from the general fund in the amount of $418,586 for the Wilson Street Bridge project.
And is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. Jerry, would you like to start with just a summary of how we got to where we are today?
Good evening. Jerry Lukowski, Public Works Director. The Wilson Street Bridge, the short version, because I know there's a long history to it, was first discussed in 2016. We basically went out to bid a few months ago. During the bid opening, it was a local contractor, Dayton Construction, that had the low bid for this project. On the funding side, we have currently $1,531,602. We do have an anticipated, not anticipated, it's a 50% match that's coming in from the state for $1,197,406. In order to award the contract and have 100% of the funding up front for the base bid, we need this additional funding, because currently, right now, the state funding is about 8 weeks out, and that was told to me 2 weeks ago, so 6 weeks from now, we'll receive the additional $1.2 million for the 50% match. The 50% match will cover all costs: design, construction, administration, legal fees for the right-of-way, and also the construction of the bridge. And I'm not too sure if we're going to receive the money 6 weeks from now or longer. Our DOT rep is Andrew Shields. He has about 120 bridges that he's working on right now. And what I'm hearing from consultants across the state is that the funding to the municipalities is taking some time. I don't want to waste this time. This is the perfect construction season to start now. And what we did with the existing funds that we had in the account is we hired a local contractor to remove the trees. So if you go out there now, you see a big section of the trees have been removed. And this will allow the utility companies to do all the utility relocation. This is going to save us about 2 months of the construction time if we waited to get everything into place and awarded it like in May or June or July. If the contractor is able to start now, we will not be able to, we'll be able to complete it this season in a November, December time period before the asphalt plants close down in the state. If we don't have the timing right, we're going to have a winter shutdown, and it's going to cost us more for the delays, because they won't be able to get the work done in the winter, especially the paving side of it. One thing I would like to say about Andrew Shields, our DOT rep, he grew up next to the bridge. So it's not like just one bridge. He has 120 bridges. So the Shields live next door, and so we definitely have somebody that's on our side from the DOT who's watching out for us and has helped me maneuver the state process. In the state right now, with all the retirements and all the vacancies, and not only that, there's a lot of folks that are shifting around in all state agencies, and DOT is definitely one of them. So this is, I don't think it's a part of it, but it definitely has play with the funding that's coming to us for the town.
Thank you. I'll start with people that are sitting in front of me if there's anyone that has any questions or comments related to this project. None? Anyone from the town council? Gary?
The only question I have, as far as when you close down Wilson Street, and most of the traffic's gonna go around Merriman Lane, do you plan on putting like no parking signs up on both sides of the street or all? I think being narrow, it's gonna be a safety problem or issue.
We could definitely do that for no parking signs. I haven't thought of that part. I was out there this morning because we did have to shut the bridge down for the crane operation to lift the trees up and over the electric power lines. But that will definitely be considered.
And would it be safe to say that the brief summary is we need to pay roughly or at least allocate $400,000 now, and we expect to get roughly 1.1 million from the state at some point in the relatively near
Correct.
future?
Correct.
And from the sounds of it, there's not too much doubt about us getting it. It's just the exact timing, if it's a month away or a couple months away.
That is correct.
Okay.
And the other thing that has me concerned that we watch out for, just so everybody knows, is the 36-inch aqueduct comes from the reservoirs and feeds 80% of the water for Waterbury and 100% for Watertown. So that's one. So it's not just like a simple bridge project. There's utility coordination issues, and that was the reason for the crane, because we didn't want to drop the trees on the 100-year-old water line. We wanted to lift them up and over out of that site.
Thank you. Any other, can Micah? Yep.
Sir, I firmly believe that this would add greatly to the town's infrastructure, bring us on up into the current time period. It's an old bridge, and much research has been done to have minimum intrusion done on the area, and especially regarding the water main coming into town from Waterbury that provides us with our water, maybe half of the town,
Well, other than the fire district.
other than the fire district,
It
yes.
provides all of it on water and sewer.
And it was well-researched, and that the firm that we were briefed on earlier that was going to be doing the work, A, is a local firm, and B, is well-respected throughout the state for doing such projects.
Correct.
Thank you.
And the project was within the original estimate, which is hard to believe because it was such a long time ago. When we were first opening up bids, some of the higher bids were 3.3 million. So it was, and luckily Dayton was like the fourth or fifth bid red, and they came in at the 1.9 million.
Al?
One quick question for the gallery. How do you fix a 36-inch water main if it breaks?
It's going to be very difficult, and they currently don't make the certain pipe with the bell-shaped inserts to connect it. So that's why we're very careful. They know the location, kind of, but they don't necessarily know the depth of that pipe.
Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
So, got to use caution. Anyone else? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Special meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Recording stopped.